Hello everybody, welcome to UK Gaming Network. I'm Zoidberg, and this is the top 100 games that I think you should be adding to your A500 Mini. We've reached the top of the countdown. What follows is the top 10, which is the part of my countdown that I've actually agonised over the most, over what game goes where. So I hope you agree with my choices, but needless to say, all 10 of the games that you are about to see are games that I wholeheartedly recommend to anyone. Without further ado, let's get on with it.
International Karate was an excellent tactical one-on-one fighting game that I enjoyed on the Commodore 64 and Spectrum. IK Plus took the basics of that game, threw in a third opponent, and created my all-time favourite beat-em-up. A single game might take mere minutes to play, but every time I loaded it up I would be playing for hours. There are no special moves or combos to learn, just simple 8-directional controls and a fire button, putting all players on a level playing field. In addition to the fantastic music that loops while you play, the sound design overall is brilliant. This is one game that I would definitely recommend plugging in a USB keyboard for as well, if only as it allows you to make your opponent's trousers fall down with a press of T. From a purely visual perspective, Degeneration doesn't look like much, but you only need to play for a few screens to realise it's something very special indeed. You play as a courier who finds himself trapped inside an office block where all the security systems have gone haywire. Making your way through the floors, you'll have to work out how to get past lasers, avoid electrified floors, and lead stranded workers to safety. Slowly you'll piece together what has been going on in the building, and the drip feed of information makes you want to keep playing to find out more. You could play Rainbow Islands in one of two ways. Simply get to the top of each level as quickly as possible and defeat the bosses, or find the 7 coloured diamonds on each world to unlock the true ending. Neither of them is the quote-unquote right way to play, as you'll have fun either way. As a true arcade game, your ultimate goal is to top the high score table anyway. Graph Gold's Amiga conversion is so close to the arcade original that it's practically impossible to tell them apart. Playing it on the Mini allows you to finally play with 2 fire buttons as well, so no more having to push up on the joystick to jump. "15 discs. That's how many awaited you upon opening the box for Beneath the Steel Sky, giving a little indication of just how big this game is. Obviously, if you were to install it onto a hard drive, that would be the best way to play, although there was a fully voiced version on the CD32 as well. It's a testament to just how gripped I was in the story that I didn't mind all the disc swapping. Not that you have to worry about any of that while playing it on the Mini, of course. It's absolutely worth playing today for the story alone, but the fabulous artwork helps also. Alien Breed Tower Assault might well be the best game that Team 17 have ever made. Previous games in the series had featured standalone levels, but here they're all part of one larger map, and you're free to explore and play in any order you like. This freedom was a revelation, and it allowed the designers to use environmental storytelling to draw the player in. Just like a From Software title from today, this game takes place after the main story, and you can piece together what has happened from the surroundings and by finding lost data logs. New controls and changes to the weapon system were very welcome too. For many people, when you think of the Amiga, you think of the Bitmap brothers, and if it wasn't for the fact that the Chaos Engine and Speedball 2 are already pre-installed on the Mini, they would probably have 3 games in this top 10. Every single game in their library is polished to perfection, and Gods is everything that you would expect from them. The 4 worlds are packed with so many secrets to discover that you'll actively be searching for them every game. It makes you feel like the smartest person in the room when you find one. Cannon Fodder is a strategy game for people who don't normally like strategy games. The incredibly simple mouse controls, left button for movement, right to fire, make it play more like an arcade game, and it gives the game a much wider appeal. Guiding your miniature troops through their various missions becomes incredibly challenging, forcing you to try out new tactics constantly. And losing a high-ranking soldier to a stupid error is always devastating. Many have tried to emulate the game's style, but you simply can't top the original. It's also a game that never really worked on Mega Drive or SNES, for the simple reason that a joypad can never replace a mouse. After loving every minute of the first game, I was given the privilege of reviewing Monkey Island 2 just before release, and it quickly became my favourite adventure game ever made. I ploughed through the whole game in a single weekend, solving some of the best puzzles ever devised. Using bananas to hypnotise monkeys, making voodoo dolls, and cheating at spitting contests are just some of the many memorable moments. Almost every conversation that you'll have features a laugh out loud line, and there are sight gags everywhere. Look behind you, a three-headed monkey. The original Sensible Soccer released during my time on Amiga Action, where, surrounded by Kickoff 2 fans, I found myself being the only person in the office singing its praises. For the follow-up, it wasn't simply a case of adding a few new features. Sensible World of Soccer aimed instead to be the ultimate football game. Sensible Software refined the gameplay, added teams from every league that you could think of, including some excellent comedy custom teams, and allowed full team management in the career mode. This game is the reason that I bought the joystick to go with my Mini. Anytime I want a virtual kickabout, I'd rather play this than anything that's available on modern consoles.
So, after 99 games, it's come to this. What game do I consider to be the best game ever released on the Amiga? If you've been paying attention, there's probably a game that hasn't been mentioned yet that you'll be sat thinking, I wonder if it's that one. And like I've said earlier, this is entirely my opinion, not anyone else's. So if you don't agree with my choice as number one, then please let me know in the comments what you'd have chosen instead. But I do stand by my choice. So thank you for watching the entire Top 100 if you have been doing. Make sure you give me a like and subscribe if you enjoy what I do. I will be back shortly with more Amiga videos, and if you want to see me play some Amiga games over on Twitch, you can click the link in the description below. Without prolonging the suspense any longer, here's the game that's number one on my list.
Flashback is not just the greatest Amiga game of all time, it's one of the best games on any system. It's a game that I've bought, played and completed on more systems than I can remember, including one of UK Gaming Network's first ever live streams. But the Amiga version was my first. Taking inspiration from a number of great sources, the story is a classic sci-fi tale of the only man who can save the world. Little incidental cutscenes sell the cinematic style of the game, but it would all be for nothing if the moment-to-moment act wasn't also brilliant. The Amiga version features more little animations than I remember too, and a neat but ultimately distracting auto-zoom option. If you've played Flashback, now's the time to play it again. If you haven't, what are you waiting for?